With GAT Flow, you can run bulk actions to manage your domain's users, and with the Action Sets feature, that process is even easier. In this guide, we'll show you how an action set can be made and how it can be used in a workflow. To access the GAT Flow tool, you can reach it by using the app launcher. Next, we'll select the Action Sets area and then choose New Action Set. Here we can see the node graph. This helps you visually connect multiple actions together using nodes. To add a node, select the plus button next to the Start node. You can then choose between adding an action, another action set, or a condition. Let's take a look at one of my completed action sets. I'll click out of this one and look at the one here called Workflow for New Users. To see the action set and be able to modify it, I can do so by selecting the pencil icon on the right. To navigate a larger action set, I'll click and hold and then drag my mouse to move my view. I can also use the scroll wheel to zoom in or use these zoom in and out options. Here we can see our action set sends an email which welcomes the user using details from their account like their first name and last name, creates a Gmail label, adds some email filters to star important emails as well as others to filter out spam. We then add the user to several calendars, including their manager and colleagues. The next action syncs the contacts with a label in our own accounts, so that the new user can have the local emergency contacts for the area. Then we add the user to 7 groups as a member, and also to 2 chat spaces. Next, we make sure the user has to change their password at the next login. At this point, we have a conditional node that asks a question. This condition node checks if the user is in the finance department. And if they are, they get added to the shared drive of the finance department, as well as a change to their Google license to the business standard. But if they are not in the finance department, then the action set ends here for that user. You can use these action sets in the Create Workflow area. In this example, I will give my workflow a name and then choose Modify for its type, though you can also run action sets for onboarding and offboarding too. I'll then add some example users and then go to the Choose Actions area. And from here, I can add a node and then choose that action set from the menu. Now all that needs to be done is to send the approval request, which will go to your domain's GAT Unlock security officer, and once they approve the request, the workflow will run. I've already run one of these workflows, so we'll go ahead to the Workflows area and we can see that one here. By hovering over this entry, we can see the Details button here. This will show us an immutable log for all the workflows that have run. Here we can see the workflow details, but more importantly, by selecting the graph option, we can see which actions were applied, which failed to be applied, as well as which conditional path they went through. We can see here that most actions were green, confirming they went through without a hitch. We have one error for the calendar action. This is because we tried to add the user to a suspended user's calendar. This report lets us know so it doesn't fly by silently, and we can then remove that suspended user from the action. And finally, we can see that they were not in the finance department, so those actions weren't used. And that covers this GAT Flow guide. Thanks for watching.